Hello, viewers. This is Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you my 712 podcast. This is my 712 podcast. Like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I try to do my best not to breach your heart during this podcast recording as well, not to cause any RP back as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this podcast recording will change to adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this podcast recording will change to adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, that means you get to watch this podcast recording. But, most likely this podcast won't attain any adult language at all. So basically, usually, usually I like to start off my videos like explaining where this video have adult language or not. But most likely this video won't have any adult language to it. So anyway, why, with that out the way, let's get into the topic of this video. Let's get into the topic of this video. This Japanese K-pop, ever since K-pop Demon Hunters air, the movie. Oh, sorry. Oh, tongue tied that. Ever since that K-pop Demon Hunters in the movie aired on Netflix, it's been a big global phenomenon. The movie basically is the number one watched movie so far on Netflix, and plus the soundtrack has been a global hit. So basically, it's wondering. A lot of people are wondering what will we go. Most likely, if now, if most likely at the Oscars, it probably might end up it probably might end up if it probably might end up winning Best Animated Movie, but depends on how the Oscars are structured nowadays. Sometimes I, um, I believe in order for a movie to get I believe even they changed the rule. The rule where it's like a movie must be in a movie must have a movie theater one in theaters, a theatrical one in movie theaters. So was since K-pop doesn't have since it's a movie on a streaming service, I don't know if they changed that rule or not, but if if they did change that rule, so basically, most likely, K-pop Demon Hunters, if the rule has been changed, I would like to most likely this K-pop Demon Hunters will probably win the best animation movie at this year's Oscars. But we just have to wait and see. But my point is this: this movie has been a real hit. The soundtrack is a hit. So basically, a lot of people are wondering why don't we just do a TV series around it? So basically, that's a good idea. I like to learn more details about I like to know more details about Wubby, Minnow, and Zoe, who are the who are the main protagonists of the movie. Who giving them idea. About them and the mentor Hosea and whatnot. So basically, the way the movie is structured does open up does most definitely open up the possibility for a TV series. But it depends on. I feel like Netflix. I feel like Netflix, the movie had really benefit Netflix. So basically, maybe they will have to work out a deal. So basically, if K-pop Demon Hunters does win a Oscar at the upcoming Oscar awards and whatnot, we just have to wait and see. But I feel like this movie does have the basic structure for doing a and to doing a series. But at the end of the day, it's up to the people behind the movie, the people who it's up to the people behind the movie. So basically, the director, the writers, and basically Netflix to see what they want to do with this, do with Demon K-pop, to do with this Demon K-pop movie, turn it into an anime series on Netflix. But a lot of movies, a lot of movies that become animated series, like basically, usually don't end up being done very well. The animation change, to keeping, like I said, a lot of a lot of anime movies that become animated shows, usually the animation change, the voice actors change and whatnot, but yeah, et cetera, et cetera. But usually it ends up being terrible, or and most of the time it end up being good. But I feel like if they can keep the people behind the movie doing the series, this will be in. Yeah, so basically, this will be a good series for Netflix to do. But at the end of the day, it's not up to me. It's not it's up to Netflix and the people who made the movie if they want to pursue doing a anime series with K-pop the Demon Hunters. So basically, I feel like Netflix does this movie does have a perfect base to do an animated series, but at the same time, it's up to Netflix if they want to do it or not, or it's up to the people who made the movie and Netflix if they want to pursue doing a movie or not. But as of right now, there's a big fan base. There's a big fan base that wants more deep, wants more K-pop demon hunters. So basically, I think that Netflix or I think that eventually Netflix will probably make a deal with the people behind the movie to do a series, and basically it will probably turn out to be good. And turns out it will probably be a hit series on Netflix as well. So basically, I feel like K-pop Demon Hunters have the right now has the perfect. I feel like this movie does have the perfect opportunity to be turned into an animated series, and Netflix should move on this. But at the same time, it's not. It's really up to the people behind the movie and Netflix if they want to pursue doing this movie or not. But we just have to wait and see. So anyway, do you think that K-pop Demon Hunter should be turned into into a series on Netflix? Yes or no? Please let me know with the comments below. Anyway, signing off on Screen Reviews. One. So anyway, signing off. One.